I was chatting the other day with someone who joined a career change workshop I was hosting, and he was telling me about this struggle he's been having at work, where he feels like the job he's doing just doesn't align with his deeper values or professional aspirations anymore. Maybe you can relate to that feeling that's been nagging you, where you just know you're accepting a work situation that you once would have found completely unacceptable, or that you've become kind of desensitized to things that used to really bother you. It's totally normal to feel like your job has become just about the paycheck or having the job title or providing the stability that it's been offering you instead of creating a genuine sense of fulfillment. Now, one of the big lessons I learned when I took a negotiations class way back during my MBA days in business school was the critical importance of clearly defining your walkaway point in any negotiation. And that's the boundary where you say, this is where I draw the line. This is what is and is not acceptable to me. And just like seasoned negotiators establish their bottom line, being intentional about your career walkaway point can really empower you to make decisions aligned with your values and professional interests and personal priorities. The tricky part is that one of the most complicated negotiations you'll ever have is actually the one with yourself. When it comes to our careers, we're rarely dealing with clear-cut contractual terms and conditions. We've got to get brutally honest with ourselves about what's actually acceptable, the things we're willing to tolerate, and the lines we absolutely refuse to cross. And there's a lot of inner dialogue and negotiation happening because pretty much everything involves trade-offs. I'll just share a little bit about my own experience. I've been through this myself very early on in my marketing career. I decided, or at least I thought I decided, I wasn't going to market products that conflicted with my personal values, like marketing unhealthy junk food or cigarettes or alcoholic beverages. But then when I had an opportunity to work on a rapidly growing desserts brand in the UK when I first moved here, I really struggled with that one because I felt like I had an opportunity to quickly land a marketing role in the UK right after I moved here. And so I kind of justified making an exception because I felt like it meant gaining some valuable skills and experience. Later on, I moved to marketing ice cream on this global team, working long hours, trying to get people to eat something that I didn't really eat much of myself. And when you do this, when you compromise the things that are really important to you, it can start to kind of chip away at your soul, as it did with me. And that's when I realized just how critical it is to clearly define your walkaway points. And I had to get really intentional about deciding which of my values and which of my ethics I was going to honor. Where exactly was the line? And once I drew those boundaries, I made some tough but meaningful decisions to move on and do work I could truly be proud of, which is the work I now do as a career consultant. So if you've been feeling a bit off at work, I'd really encourage you to take some time for some serious self-reflection. Get crystal clear on your core values, define your boundaries, and lay down those lines that you refuse to cross in your career. These guideposts are going to be really helpful to you when you're trying to make the right choices for your unique situation. When you know where you stand with yourself, you'll empower yourself to make brave decisions that can positively reshape your professional trajectory, as long as you have the courage to honor the things that matter to you. So, what's one boundary you've been considering setting in your own work life? And when has honoring a boundary made a positive difference in your career? Leave a comment below and join the conversation. I'd love to hear your story.